On this edition of Reel to Reel, it's harvesting season for one of our elementary schools.
And we're a few days away from one of the biggest band events of the year.
Plus, we have our first stories of the year, and we'll have our game day forecast with Micah and highlights from last night's game at Plains Capital Park.
All this and more coming up on your first live edition of Reel to Reel.
This is Reel to Reel going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome into our second live edition of Reel to Reel of the 2022-2023 school year. I'm Caleb Galbraith, a junior from Lubbock High.
And I'm Bella Christodoulou, a senior from Coronado. Caleb, on this edition of our show, we're going to tell some of our stories from the first of the year.
That's right, but before we do that, there's been some awesome things happening around our district. And we start with the 39th annual Lubbock ISD Band Extravaganza, as it will take place this upcoming Tuesday, September 20th at 7:30.
High school and middle school bands from the entire district will perform at Lowry Field and Plains Capital Park, as well as the Going Band from Raiderland.
Tickets are $6 a piece, and you can find them online at lubbockisd.org.
Sticking with the arts, did you know that this week is National Art in Education Week? Whether it be painting, music, dance, or even sculptures, we have some incredibly talented students all across Lubbock ISD. This week, we're celebrating you.
On top of it being Arts and Education Week, yesterday marked the beginning of Hispanic Heritage Month, as we will be recognizing and celebrating the history, culture, and contributions of the Hispanic community all month long. And on top of this, make sure to follow Lubbock ISD on all of their social media platforms, as they will spotlight influential Hispanic Americans in Lubbock ISD's past and present to celebrate and honor their legacy.
And over at Smith Elementary, my old elementary school, the Smith Stars are seeing sprouts as the Star Garden is in full bloom. Take a look at this. Lubbock ISD and Smith Elementary wants to say thank you to Texas A&M's AgriLife Extension Services for their partnership in creating this hands-on learning experience outdoor space. And Caleb, this looks really cool. I wish the Smith Sprouts Garden Club was there when I was there.
Yeah, that is really cool. Now let's transition to our first story of the newscast.
About 2 weeks ago, Mr. Ward challenged us to go to our extracurricular classes and tell a story.
Or we could simply tell a story about something we're passionate about.
Right, and as you're about to see, our very own Micah Pappas was super passionate about our first story.
Football practice starts early in the morning, but for Lubbock High's players, it begins before they even hit the field. For some of these players, it is just the start of their competition season.
And you have 3 lifts, squat, bench, and then deadlift, and you get 3 attempts at each lift. Get your score, you see where you're at, ranked in the region, see what you need to do to qualify for regionals, and after that state. I mean, that's really all it is, business. We have a meet every month. You have time to grow, get stronger. Always have time to grow and get stronger.
Students say this would not be possible without Coach Paul Springer.
You know, he's been in our shoes before, professionally. He knows what to do. He knows how to do it. He knows how to do it right. So we put a lot of trust in him. I mean, you learn from the best, train from the best. You're bound to be one of the best.
All this weight can put a heavy burden on these athletes' shoulders, but they've been trained to handle the pressure.
I gotta tell myself, who am I doing this for? I mean, not only myself, people who, you know, are looking out for me, my coaches who trained me so hard, my parents who drove so far to show up to a meet, to watch me lift 9 times. I mean, there's people there you gotta show up for. I mean, and it's like Coach Springer always says, big isn't strong, strong is strong, you know. That's what you're trying to show. I'm a little guy, but I promise you, I'm strong, and that's what I'm trying to show people.
Despite this dedication to the program and going on the 5th consecutive year of making it to state, these top athletes are without a letterman. For Lubbock ISD TV, I'm Micah Pappas.
Wow, great story there, Micah.
For real, great stuff from our friend. Now let's transition to our second story. Caleb, we are very lucky to have our very own vehicles to take us here to the ATC.
Right, but for a lot of my fellow classmates, they ride the bus here, and we are super grateful for our drivers that get us here every day.
Hunter McKenzie has the story.
Each and every class here at the Byron Martin Advanced Technology Center is unique in their very own way. But many people overlook the unsung heroes that bring many students to and from their respected high schools. And what do they do when they're not driving their bus waiting for the students? well,
What are you doing here right now?
Just playing some cards. Killing the time waiting on the students to come out.
So, is this a pretty competitive table here?
It gets that way sometimes. It gets that way.
they gather here and happily spend their time playing cards. Here at one of the tables in the front office. Now here's some insight from Miss Betty Smith.
Well, I look at it too as if you want a job, you want an adventure. This is the job. Because the kids makes it different every day. There's something that happens, some good, some bad, with the kids, and I enjoy it. I always just tell everybody that if they're looking for a job here, there's a couple of things. You need to love the kids and have patience. Those are the two main things you've got to have if you want to be a bus driver.
Yeah.
It's been a good one for me because I love the kids. That's what I've started this job for, is because I really love kids. At first, I wasn't sure that I was going to enjoy it too much. But after the first few weeks and I got into it, I really did enjoy the job.
Yeah.
And it's been a good one.
Great story by Hunter McKenzie. And if you're interested in becoming a school bus driver, go to Lubbock ISD's website.
Keeping it here in our district, Nat Williams Elementary welcomed some very special visitors this week.
Students, parents, and staff had the opportunity to thank first responders and show their appreciation on Texas First Responder Day.
All right, high five. Good morning.
Hey guys, this is Alicia over here. Say hi. They're pretty nice, huh? Yeah.
Oh, he's trying to trick you. Ouch. There you go. There you go, Cole. Hey, man.
Are you not awake yet?
Good morning.
I don't like waking up in the morning.
What's going on, man? Good morning. Oh, yeah. Good morning. How are y'all this morning?
She's real friendly.
Is that right? Awesome. Have a great day.
What's your name? Harris. Have a great day.
Harris,
Have a great day.
Have a good morning.
Good job. Have a good day. Hey, good morning. Love the bow. What's up, buddy?
All right.
Good morning. How you doing? Cool. Love those earrings. Have a good day.
Are you here for the Good morning. Have a great day. Want to give everybody a high five?
There you go.
Good morning, buddy.
Good morning, man.
So much.
What's up? Hi, bud.
All the way up. Good morning. Have a great Monday. Morning, Jordan. Hi. Hi, sweet boy. What's your name? Frankie.
Good morning.
Hey, sweet girl. How are you?
See you again.
And that is the perfect transition. We want to say thank you to our first responders and military personnel who protect us every day.
This past week, we honored those who lost their lives September 11th, 2001, as we will never forget.
This beautiful school you're looking at right now is Whiteside Elementary. Opened in August of 1983, it's one of the most highly rated schools in Lubbock. Let's take a look around. We had the opportunity to sit down with the principal, Miss Brandy Lay, and talk to her about why she loves her job so much. Here she is.
So I had this really great opportunity to have been a teacher at Whiteside Elementary. So about 20 years ago, I taught 3rd grade here. And then I left Whiteside and went to be a counselor at a middle school. And then I had the great opportunity to return to Whiteside as the principal, and this is my 6th year as the principal here.
Oh, I don't know how you say that. Claim.
Getting to go to the school again was an amazing opportunity. The school, faculty, and especially the students are as great as they've always been. This was Whiteside Elementary.
A lot of us are into social media these days, so we thought we could get the teachers into it.
And you tweeted. Good job. Any questions? Yes.
So can I blog on my Blueberry?
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, does this help with my pocket dialing? And can I retweet myself?
What?
Where is the photobomb button? Ooh, wow, what a sandwich. Hey, look, this cat is playing the piano. Are you seeing that on that Tic Tac app? Yeah, I believe I am.
Well, they have a ways to go, but at least it's a start.
Welcome to Waters Elementary. Waters Elementary, the home of the Patriots. Today, we interviewed the new principal, Linda Landon, as she tells us what makes Waters Elementary so special.
We have a lot of extra curricular activities going on. At our school, we have students that participate in UIL. We also have students that participate in cross country or track after school. And we also have a Destination Imagination as well.
And along with all the extracurriculars, they make sure that this school is one you would attend for generations.
We are a school family, and so we are very involved with our families, and we welcome our families each and every day. And so one of the things is we have families that have had their grandchildren have come here, they've come, they have attended school here, and so we have a lot of family traditions, a lot of kids that have, many families that have attended Waters.
Welcome back to Real to Real. Coming up soon, we have Weather with Micah and Sports with Xavier.
But first, let's continue to spotlight some of our first stories from the school year. And Caleb, your story was truly inspiring.
Well, thanks. When Mr. Ward assigned this project, I knew right away what I wanted to do. And as you're about to see, I have a passion for music creation and audio, but I'm not the only one. And the story that my friend has is one of a kind.
Hello, I'm Caleb Galbraith, or for 11 of you out there, you know me by Subsonic. I'm a dubstep music producer. I've worked with lots of audio equipment in my time doing live sound type stuff. I'm working for LSD TV, working professional football games. I've always loved audio. I use really expensive headphones. Audiophile, of course, sort of comes with the hobby. But yeah, I've just always really been into audio, and I think that's what really inspired my love for electronic music. I interviewed a friend that I made through finding a community of fellow dubstep producers, and yeah, his name is Nate Sterling, or Monodef. Let's check it out.
Nobody in my family was very into electronic music. That's where I kind of found my spot, just listening to, remixes and popular artists. And so that's why I kind of wanted to dive into electronic music producing.
What inspires you to pursue music production full-time?
Just of how fun it can be, and how creative the whole process is, and the freedom that you have when you're creating something.
But Nate's journey with music has been a little bit different. When discussing his history with music production, he told me a surprising story.
So from a very young age, at the age of 6, I was in a car accident with my family. We were all going to, I think it was Walmart, to pick up camping gear, and somebody test driving a brand new car T-boned us, and I ended up hitting my head, and it fractured a nerve, which lost hearing in my right ear. So, of course, when trying to figure out a career growing up, what I wanted to do, music producing was going to be a very big challenge, obviously because you need 2 ears to hear everything. But I felt like it was going to be an interesting challenge to try to overcome using all of these tools that you can use to overcome the obstacle. It's kind of a fun challenge as well, like trying to find new ways to, find stereo and all those stuff.
Nate's story is certainly inspiring. I know for me, like, going through something like that would be crazy. So it's definitely an inspiration to me and to all producers that even if you have something holding you back, if you really want to pursue music production, you can, and you can fulfill that dream that you have.
Great job, Caleb. His story is truly one of a kind. And I think it's really cool how he didn't let his setback hold him back from going after his dreams.
He truly is an inspiration. And speaking of inspirational, our own Naomi Spears went out to her favorite place to do a story on her inspirational coach. Let's take a look.
Been a golf coach at Monterey for 12 years. So I don't want to stand like a driver and then go. I don't want to do that. Golf is a sense of community, and I enjoy helping others play the game that I really enjoy. Up against it, okay? But you don't want to put it. We shake hands with our opponents. We pull for our opponents. That was better. It's a very positive sport. Follow through. And I think all of those things, to me, is what life should be. It should be more positive. It should be us working together because we're all in this together, and I'm not just talking about on the team, I'm talking about all people. We're all in this together. And if we work together, we can accomplish anything. If we decide to do what we want to do on our own, it becomes way more difficult. We can still do great things, but it becomes more difficult. So I think golf and teaching that sense of community and how we can make things better, I think is a very good lesson for everyone. The most fun chipping, I think, because it's easier to get the ball in the hole. It's a shorter shot. I'd like to feel the clean contact of the club hitting the ball correctly, which is easier to reproduce when it's a short shot.
I heard you're retiring in like a year or two.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm not sure, but I will have my 20 years in. So I was waiting till you leave and then I'll retire.
Great nap pack from our own Naomi Spears.
That's right. Now let's take a look at some of the stories that we'll be telling in the coming weeks.
Let's stick with our class. 2 weeks from now, you're going to see a story from athletic trainers from across Lubbock ISD. Plus, I'll introduce you to one of the many therapy dogs here at Lubbock ISD.
And there's a lot of things happening at Talkington. We will highlight 2 of those things in the coming weeks. Now, those are just a few things happening in the next couple weeks. And I cannot wait for that show.
I can't wait either. Now, let's transition to our very own Micah Pappas. Micah has our weather for us at our Weather Now set.
Micah, there was some rain yesterday before the Lubbock High game. Please tell me there's more on the way.
Well, Caleb and Bella, I hate to break it to you, but sadly, it seems there won't be any rain for the foreseeable future. Let's take a look at our 5-day forecast. And well, looks like it's going to be pretty much copy and paste. Every day has a high in the low 90s, low to mid 90s, and a low in the upper 60s, and no rain in sight. It's going to be warm for this weekend, but hopefully with fall right around the corner, we'll see cooler temperatures soon. Up next, we have our game day forecast. We have a doubleheader tonight as Coronado hosts Abilene Cooper at 4 p.m. If you're a fan or a player in this game, make sure to drink plenty of water. It's going to be hot. And then at 8 p.m., the Monterey Plainsmen host the Midland Bulldogs. That game will be a little bit cooler, but not much, so make sure to stay hydrated. Finally, let's go to our extended forecast for next week. Similar to the weekend, but maybe a little cooler, as our lows will be in the low 60s and our highs range from the low 90s to high 80s. So y'all, I know you wanted to see rain, but unfortunately we'll just have to enjoy what we had yesterday.
That's so true. I loved seeing the rainbow last night. Thank you so much, Micah.
Yes, thank you so much. And still to come on the second live edition of Reel to Reel, we keep it real with Mr. Ward.
But first, let's head over to our sports connection with Xavier. You won't want to miss that. Next up on Reel to Reel, only on Lubbock ISD TV.
I found the dog. It's really gone.
Welcome to Hardwick Elementary, a school situated on the west side of town, on Chicago Avenue. Built in 1965, the faculty and staff here live by a time-honored motto, making a difference one child at a time. While we were there, we interviewed the new principal, Miss Stacy Stewart. Let's hear what she has to say about why she loves being a principal so much.
I really always knew I wanted to work with kids. Being a teacher, I thought was my passion and calling. And then I was a counselor for a while, like I said, and so that was really great. I loved getting to help kids with the social emotional side of things, but I can still do that in this role too. And I also get to advocate for families in this role.
This school has a long tradition of achievement and is truly like a family. This has been your look at Hardwick Elementary.
Welcome back to Reel to Reel. I'm Xavier Guzman with your Sports Connection. Michael Jordan once said, some people want it to happen, some wish it would happen, while others make it happen. And today we start with Lubbock High and Coach Rod as they are doing everything they can to make it happen. Last night at the game versus Lubbock High versus Lakeview, Lakeview got a terrible snap off that Lubbock High was able to take advantage of and recovered the ball, leading to this big score here by quarterback number 11 tossing the ball to number 3, which was able to get a Westerners touchdown. Followed by another touchdown by a runner, Keith Ramirez, going up the center, getting another touchdown for the Lubbock Westerners. Unfortunately for the Lubbock Westerners last night, they could not pull through, and the game ended with a score of 35-21 with Lakeview winning.
Well, I mean, they need to understand that, there's going to be times that, we're not going to have all the happiness and the giggles and everything else, but there comes a time that we've got to be held accountable for our mistakes, and it's going to be what I've been calling since I got here, tough love. And I love them, I care for them, but I coach them hard because that's what they're going to have to learn when they leave these playing fields. That's what happens in your life. There's going to be hard times. You're going to have to respond instead of react, and that's kind of what we preach constantly to our kids.
Awesome. Thank you. Each individual Lubbock ISD high schools have created one big athletic Twitter account for each campus. Before, every sport at every school had their own account, but now it should be easier to stay up to date with all your sports on your campuses. Just follow these new accounts on your screen. And here are the upcoming broadcast schedules for Lubbock ISD TV. Of course, we have a doubleheader tonight, but next week, you can check out Band Extravaganza on Tuesday and Hint on Friday. We will have Caprock versus Coronado. Carson Ward and Mr. Ward will have the call for the NFHS network. And then the following week, Sweetwater will come on Friday, September 30th to face Estacado. Of course, you can watch these games on the NFHS network or on Lubbock ISD TV.
Thanks, Xavier. And still to come on this edition of Real to Real, we wrap up the show with Mr. Ward keeping it real.
You won't want to miss that. Next on Real to Real, only on Lubbock ISD TV.
Nico Young, good pass to the corner. Castillo will shoot a three and rip it. Drive inside, step through, put it up and in. Ramos, she's open. Good looking shot. She'll drive all the way to the basket, scoops it around and puts it up and in. All the way to the basket, two-handed slam.
Welcome back to Real, only on Lubbock ISD TV. Wow, here we are again on live TV, this time in the afternoon class. And for me, my adrenaline is pumping, but all in the right ways. Because truly, this is what this class is all about, preparing students, your students, for a career in this industry. You know, when Mr. Dixon challenged me saying that we needed to do our shows live, I was a little nervous. I'll be 100% honest, but it's the right thing to do. Because in the real world, every news show that you watch on TV is live. And just 3 weeks into the start of the school year, we went live. And so there were some bumps in the road and some things that we needed to clean up, but looking back at it, I was so proud of my morning class. Just like I am proud of my afternoon class that you're watching going live today, right now. Doing live TV is hard. It's all the pressure. Every mess up or hiccup can be seen. But how are we supposed to get better if we don't do it? Truly, I'm a proud teacher. But that goes to show where our program's at. Ms. Sewell did a phenomenal job getting these students ready. Where all I'm having to do, just take them to that next level. Now, this is show number 2 of 38 that we're going to do this year. And I can't wait to see how far we can take this show. Now that's me, Mr. Ward, keeping it real on live TV. Live TV. I'll send it back to our team of 4 at the desk.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ward. And y'all, I think that's going to do it for our second live show of the year.
Yes, it is. And we want to thank you for tuning in to the latest edition of Real to Real.
And we look forward to seeing you back next week as the morning class will be telling you some great stories.
But until then, we hope you stay happy and healthy.
This has been a production of the students and staff at Lubbock ISD TV.
They say in brainstorming, there are no bad ideas. Not actually true.
All right, no pressure, but if you mispunch a button, you mess up the entire show.
And, oh, yes, great shot. All right, stand by to take package.
Okay, but if you miss this one, the anchors will be out there stranded.
Boom, package is in.
Yep, it takes a lot to rattle our guys. An anchor has to trust their floor director. And so our team has been working hard on their trust. Trust fall.
Oh, got you there, got you there.
Oh, thank you. Trust fall. Oh, hey. Trust fall.
Oh, dude, why didn't you catch me?
Sorry, man. Anchors only.